All righty. So welcome. Welcome to our special village board meeting. It's 7 o'clock, Monday, December 6th. I'd ask the village administrator to please take the roll call. Acting. What do you do today?
All of it. Fine. I can also fix your car.
All right.
All right. Calling the meeting to order at 7:02. Let's see. Steve Bachner.
Here.
Gillis.
Here.
Trustee Vasquez.
Here.
Trustee Brennan. Here. Johnson.
Here.
President Aducey. And then do we want to admit?
Hello.
Yep, we didn't forget you, Bob. I promise.
1 minute.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So we'll need a motion to allow Bob, Trustee O'Connell, to participate remotely due to travel.
Work travel.
Motion to, is that what you said? Allow Bob O'Connell to participate.
Work travel. Second.
All right, second from Trustee. Roll call vote on that. We'll go with Trustee Bachner.
Here, or yes?
Trustee Vasquez.
Yes.
Trustee Gillis.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Johnson.
Yes.
Okay. Then we can admit Trustee O'Connell, correct?
Yep.
Thank you.
Go ahead and say here, Bob.
Here.
Here, all right.
All right. Okay, very good. All right, so if I can ask stand and Regent.
Flag of the United States of America. The republic for which it stands.
Public, for which it stands, nation, under God, for justice for all.
We do have one, and no, we have one public comment, citizen comment, Mindy Creedy.
I take this down.
Oh, yes, you may.
President Aducey and village trustees. I'm requesting the VBOT, Village Board of Trustees, intervene in the direction of the DEI advisory group. We need access to village information and to redefine the AG's education agenda. After 6 months, the AG has yet to accomplish any of the outlying goals. Everyone in the AG signed on to make River Forest a better community. We want to identify and eliminate barriers to achieve that goal. At the November 16th meeting, we spent almost the entire 2 hours discussing our personal characteristics and how those characteristics rack up against societal norms, all in an effort to determine dominant and marginalized groups. Several AG members expressed concerns that this exercise was divisive. Others thought it was unproductive. These concerns were ignored.
He's got to become aware of that. Maybe utilize.
In response to questions about this exercise, the AG leadership said things like, "We're on a journey. The journey is required to do equity work. This exercise will help us build trust." We wonder, in what or with whom are we building trust? We are already a divided group, and if you don't agree with the majority, you are treated like an opponent. Having many years of experience with diversity and inclusion and team building, shop floor to C-suite, there are many effective approaches for building trust amongst the DEI advisory group and enhancing the diversity, equity, and inclusiveness of River Forest. Most other approaches, in my experience, do not create division. The premise that our group must accept theories and personal conjecture as to the societal dominance and oppression is inconsistent with the language set forth in the Village Board of Trustee resolution establishing the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Advisory Group. I respectfully request the Village Board of Trustees redirect the DEI AG's, a highly diverse group of residents, efforts towards the business of achieving the goals set forth in the resolution. We need access to employment statistics, village codes, HR practices, policies, vendor relationships, etc. Additionally, I request that you amend the resolution to clearly state what the destination is for the journey the chairs think we are on. Are we journeying to Peoria or Prague? Thank you for your consideration.
I was struggling with AG. Now I figured out it was the advisory group that you were referring to. Okay, thank you, Mindy. No, we're going to get a new village administrator this evening, so we'll bring these up with the chairs, including Brian, to address any of these issues that you mentioned.
Just so thank you, Mindy, for expressing your concern in the meetings and for making it aware here how you felt. Our meetings are very, very proud to say that they're robust, and we do a lot of kind of work in the sessions. That we try to hold the sessions every 2 weeks, and it's been clear from the majority that there are several different paths that they want to take. Few in education, in different types of education, and one to the business of the advisory group. The session that Mindy is speaking to, we did spend time on getting the building blocks of how to look and seek out and understand people of diverse backgrounds. And one of those things is to understand some of the things from your background. During that session, a couple of people expressed they were not comfortable with that. And I told them immediately, and I told the whole group that that's not unexpected. This work is hard, and that if you don't want to do that kind of work on your own or in person during that meeting, that's fine. Because it's new, and it can be a lot to go through that exercise. So, and I want to make clear that in that session, I think we were pretty clear about saying that nobody had to participate in the but we do have education that we're going to be doing around equity. We do have education that we are going to be doing around the village. And we do have work that we want to begin. The session before the one that Mindy brought up, we spent the entire time doing the work of the group and prioritizing and understanding what focus, and a lot of the things that Mindy brought up in her comments were things that actually came out of that session. So each session is not going to be split up into 3 necessarily, and I think the chairs, that's something that we've spoke about, that's something we spoke about during our advisory group meetings. The session won't look like, minutes in this, 45 minutes in this, and 45 minutes in that. Often because we are having robust conversation about one topic in particular, and it's good for that conversation to roll through instead of trying to put prescribed times. So, Mindy, that's what my answers to you are up front. And
I'll just add that, you know, like we talk about at the meetings, you know, diversity in itself brings about differing opinions. And so, you know, we expect to get opinions from all sides. And as a result, it took us approximately 3 or so months to come up with our definitions of diversity, equity, and inclusion. A bunch of opinions, and we had to come together as a group and finally vote on it and establish that. So after that, after we finally were able to accomplish that, our next move was to say, okay, what's our plan? Let's set forth a plan. Group, what would you like to see? And then we came up with all these opinions and ideas, and now we're in the process of putting those ideas in action, and one of them was education. Our last meeting was about education. Appreciate everything you're saying, Mindy, and would encourage you to continue to be at the meeting and offer up your opinions, and, you know, I'm excited about having you in the group.
But Mindy, I mean, this isn't a time, I mean, to debate. I mean, I'd be happy to take another point of view if you want, but I'm trying to limit, public comment is to do what you need to say.
I will thank Erica, Lisa, and Ken. I think they're doing a phenomenal job in leading this entire very diverse group. I think the challenge is that I think we're going to end up like the Deer Committee, where the chairs are not recognizing alternate point of views. And as I said before, if you have a different opinion, then you're treated like your opposition. And the majority is not short, single-parent white women like me. It is a different majority, which is fine. But those voices are not being heard. And I asked the DEI, again, to give us access to information that will help us identify barriers to make River Forest a better community to live, shop, and work. I would also ask if there is some journey that we're supposed to be on that you all know. I really want to know what journey we're going on. In the 1940s, people got on a train to go on some journey. I'd like to know if I'm going to Peoria or Prague.
Okay. All right, thank you, Mindy. And again, I think, you know, I think when Brian takes along with Lisa, will help with the data that I think we've all been talking about, and I know Eric, you've been wanting. So, thank you, and we'll work toward making it all work. I'm confident with the leadership that we've got that we'll get there. I'm confident. So, thanks again. All right, so let's go on with elected official comments and announcements. Bob, we'll start. Oh, Bob's not there. Oh, yeah, he is. You kind of went. Yeah, okay, thank you. And Lisa reminded me, we've got a lot on our plate this evening because we're going to do our goal setting. So just please be succinct and brief if you don't mind. We've got another. Yeah. And we got another meeting on the 13th. So thank you. If there's updates you really want to give on, like on your committees, if you can hold it off till next week, please do so. If not, feel free to talk about it tonight, but we do our meeting next Monday. Bob.
Okay, I've got just two things real quick. I'm at a convention in Las Vegas, and the first person who came up to the booth this morning was Eric Palm, and he said to send his best to all of you. And so he said he's doing great in Hoffman Estates and looks forward to hearing more great things about River Forest. And then the other thing, I just wanted to congratulate the Fenwick High School football team for winning the state 5A championship last weekend. It was a great showing. It was the first state championship in the school's history. So congratulations to all our Friars. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Just a quick announcement. I just would like to let all the residents know that you can now file an appeal for your property taxes. From now through January 4th is the final date. So I would strongly encourage you to file your appeal and work with the village if you have issues or concerns on how to get that accomplished.
I wanted to just comment on how beautiful the village is looking as I was driving to the meeting tonight. All the holiday lights out are really spectacular and so enjoyable. And it reminded me that when I went to put my lights out, I had some strands that weren't working. So I wanted to follow up. Jeff, you know where I'm going with that. Are we doing a holiday lights recycling program? And if so, is the bin going to be out there soon, or is it out there already? And I'll just ask other residents who, like me, have unworking strands, just put them to the side, put them in your garage. Don't put them in the landfill trash. Let's wait for the bin.
Don't use them. If there's, if the fire department would care to weigh in, don't use anything that looks questionable.
And then, following up on the, your reference that we do have a meeting on December 13th.
13th.
I was just gonna ask if we can get the schedule set, where there's nothing on the calendar that shows our village board meeting schedule. We won't know till next week what the January
Well,
schedule is.
well, it's always the second and fourth Monday.
Okay.
So you
The
always
holidays
plan on
aren't
that.
gonna change that.
Yeah, I mean, if anything changes, it may come off, but we rarely put one on.
Now, were you assuming that the 20th is coming off of the calendar? December 20th is coming off of the calendar? Okay.
Yeah, so December 13th, next Monday will be our last board
And then the
meeting.
second and fourth,
So it'll be the 10th and the 24th right now, but,
thank you.
yeah. Brett?
I'm gonna withhold one item for next meeting. And just join trustee O'Connell on congratulating Fenwick on their state.
I'd like to start with a land acknowledgement. So as we begin, we are mindful that we hold these meetings on land that was once and still inhabited by indigenous people, including the Ottawa, the Chippewa, the Menominee, the Potawatomi nations, and more. We will remember our nation's history and honor the Native people as stewards of this land that was colonized, and that River Forest continues to be a place many people from diverse backgrounds live and gather. The only real thing that I have for this evening, I'll keep others for next week, is to continue to be around COVID and to mask up and to think about what activities you are doing in the
Very good. I too will wait till next week because I think we will give an update on our Mayor's Caucus, age-friendly committee that I chair and Rez is kind of co-chair. So with that, I have no other further comments. So we'll move to the consent agenda. So if I can get a motion for 5A through C.
I motion to approve the consent agenda items A through C.
Second.
Yeah, we got one. Thanks, Bob. Yeah, sorry. Okay, if I can ask the clerk to read the consent agenda and then take the vote, or the administrator.
Approval of a resolution, 5A, approval of a resolution declaring the official intent to reimburse for certain capital expenditures, Village of River Forest, Cook County, Illinois, with the issuance of not to exceed $5.4 million bonds or a loan from a local financial institution. B, approval of an ordinance prohibiting the discharge of weapons and explosives as part of any film or photo production in the village. C, approval of an ordinance waiving the 8-foot setback requirement for a sign on village-owned property at 7787 Lake Street. Gillis?
Yes.
Trustee Vasquez?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee O'Connell?
Yes.
Thank you, and thank you for your approval on B. I think that's an important ordinance. We're going to move on now to our new business, and this is the appointment of our new village administrator, Brian Murphy. So if I can get a motion,
I move to approve the village president's appointment of Brian Murphy to the offices of village administrator, zoning administrator, and budget officer for a term through May 12th, 2025, and until his successor is appointed and qualified.
your second. Okay. Any questions on that? If hearing none, I'll ask the village whatever. Lisa?
It would be my pleasure.
That's a new title, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love it if you'd order me a new business card that just says Lisa Shiner. Whatever. That would be the best part of my career, I gotta tell you. All right. This is great news tonight. Congratulations, Brian. With that, Brian Murphy, whatever's boss. Trustee Vasquez,
Yes.
Trustee Gillis,
Yes.
Trustee Bachner,
Yes.
Trustee O'Connell,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yay. All right, so I'll need a motion and a second on 9B.
I move to approve a resolution authorizing the execution of an employment agreement for village administrator Brian Murphy.
Second.
Questions on item 9B? Hearing none, please.
Johnson,
Yes.
Trustee Brennan,
Yes.
Trustee Vasquez,
Yes.
Trustee Gillis,
Yes.
Trustee Bachner,
Yes.
Trustee O'Connell.
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna do the swearing in. Boy.
Or I is the deputy clerk. Either one of us can swear Brian in.
You want to attend this meeting?
Or
you can.
Elijah, actually.
Elijah?
The deputy.
Elijah.
The oath.
So, well, we are,
Whatever.
I'll do it.
Whatever.
Whatever.
So Brian, welcome to our crazy.
Right. That's a new department under where you're gonna inherit the whatever.
I had no idea, John.
We're gonna have the whatever department.
We adapt.
Nicely.
Right.
Whatever, sounds like it. Take a picture of this. Yeah, Sarah couldn't do it.
Yeah.
She couldn't do it because she's a photographer.
Over my shoulder.
Told you we're on a shoestring. You got. Clerk, photographer.
I, Brian Murphy. Only swear or
Hey, are you trying to make a public comment?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
there's hand sanitizer in the back. if anyone
Yeah.
uses it.
You- Yeah, yeah. Yep. Fine, you can sit right up. Welcome to the front.
Why, thank you.
All right.
That's it for,
Do you need a pen or something? I mean, you came prepared. Did you think you're not gonna miss it?
I was a little anxious, you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
All right. Whatever. Do we have a pen?
oh, sure, well, yeah, we'll find one.
Whatever.
Sure. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Don't worry about it. It was. Yeah, here's an agenda.
There we go.
All right, don't scare me, Brian. No.
Are you guys okay out
Very
there?
good. Well,
If we told you yes, would you believe us?
yeah. What did Bob say? Saying what?
Okay out here.
Oh, yeah. Well, very good. Well, congratulations. I mean, that's, I think we're, welcome aboard and all that good stuff. We'll have time next week to give you all the accolades for about a week, and then, and then after that,
That's it. The
yeah,
honeymoon's
thank you. But welcome aboard. All right. So with that, we're going to go right into executive session. Yeah.
Is there going to be an estimated time, or I'm not putting a time? We're coming back and open, right? After.
Yeah, to do our goal
Okay.
setting.
Okay. So people
Why don't
know, I guess.
we are, yeah, so let's explain to the
Yeah.
public who's in the room and the people who are on the phone. We're gonna be adjourning to executive session, which means the video feed is going to terminate, and, board and select members of staff and village attorneys will be in the room for closed session. We will go back into regular session afterwards. Guests are welcome to return at that point. The public is welcome. Those of you who are on Zoom, if you plan to rejoin the meeting, my best advice, John, if I could, what would you suggest, that they watch via YouTube or come back on Zoom? We'll just admit them when we're ready.
Correct. Correct. So you could wait in the Zoom waiting room, and they'll be admitted when the regular session.
Wait in the
Okay.
Zoom waiting room.
The meeting will end. You can rejoin the meeting and be in the waiting room until we restart.
Anything planned for the end?
Yeah, the
Your
goal
goal setting
setting.
workshop.
Oh,
So.
Hey, John, will you,
Good. Touche. That was,
Great.
All right,
All
so
right.
then, with that, I move to enter into executive session to discuss the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the village.
Second.
Okay. Roll call?
Okay, whoop, whoop. All right. All right, trustee Johnson.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Vasquez?
Yes.
Trustee Gillis?
Yes.
Trustee Bachner?
yes.
Trustee O'Connell?
yes.
Staff, you guys can go upstairs. We'll, come and get you when we're done.
Hey,
Bob can wait in the lobby.
are you gonna call me Lisa?